Hey peeps, it's your girl Daxani and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am reviewing Disney's live action Cruella. I am not going to provide any spoilers here in the beginning of this video, but I do want to talk about that mid-credits scene, which will be a spoiler, but I'll remind you when we get there. I'm going to start off saying that I enjoyed this much better than I did Maleficent. I was really surprised with it to the point I want to watch it again. I mean, Maleficent was enjoyable, don't get me wrong. Part 2 was definitely better than the first, for sure, but I think I had more enjoyable moments with Cruella and the origin story itself. And interesting thing is, this didn't really feel like a Disney movie. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing at all. I think it actually worked very well, as it should, because this is about a villain. It's not a princess movie or even a live action remake where they take out all of the dark elements that the animation had. So basically, for this to have dark tones in this live action Cruella film, it was actually pretty satisfying. I don't think they redeemed her character in any way, as most people were afraid of when the trailer first dropped. For me, it simply was an origin story, which I'm pretty sure I predicted in my trailer review. This definitely was not a let's feel sorry for the villain and excuse all the bad stuff that they did. Because when Estella finally becomes Cruella, right, you can see how Cruella, she really wanted to be, but would pass it off as a joke. But we all know she wasn't joking. The movie was longer than expected, but I wasn't really complaining because for me, this whole film was paced really smoothly to the point I didn't really notice. I was more eager to know what happened next. I wanted to see more. I was having a blast. I have heard people say that it was too long for them, which is understandable. I get it. You know, there are just some people where I guess they feel like they could have cut stuff out or made this shorter. But as I said, it didn't really bother me, but even if they did cut it down, I think I still would have had just as much fun. The soundtrack was bomb diggity, and they had a great playlist going on in the film. I've heard people say that they overdid it with the songs to the point it was compared to Suicide Squad. And in my opinion, Suicide Squad just felt like a big giant music video where they played songs that didn't really fit the tone. Like, it was just there because I guess maybe they felt like it would make the scene cooler. But for Cruella, I felt as if the songs that they chose, it fit the era, it fit the mood, her personality, what was going on. Like, honestly, it kept me entertained. I'm a huge fan of movie scores, so I mean, I don't even know if there were movie scores, honestly. Like, there was so much original music from that time period, which I think is the 70s or something like that, and I just didn't realize if there was any movie scores. There probably was, but it wasn't noticeable enough for me to pick up on it because they just didn't really make that the main focus. It was just like song and another song and another song, you know. So I personally wouldn't compare it to Suicide Squad, but I do understand why people are comparing it to Suicide Squad. I think Cruella did it better. Emma Stone was a great fit for Cruella, and the rest of the cast in this film were hella awesome. They all seemed like they were having fun, and I loved the moments with Jasper and Horace, played by Joel Fry and Paul Walter Hauser. Then, of course, we have the fabulous Emma Thompson as the Baroness, and this was giving me a lot of Devil Wears Prada vibes for sure, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that's saying that. I do want to go back and bring up the comparison of Cruella and Joker or Harley Quinn that people made when the trailer came out. I mean, I stated in my trailer review, I see it, but the comparison wasn't that deep after watching this. I'm just kind of doing a big eye roll as I speak. If you didn't watch the animated 101 Dalmatians movie, I mean, you can basically tell that she was batshit crazy in that cartoon. So I don't know, people must have forgot. It's been so long. Joker and Harley cannot be and are not the only characters that can go mad, that can go crazy, you know, that have a dark tone. I mean, Alice in Wonderland, right? The whole thing centers around, oh, we're all mad here. Come on, like, you're gonna compare that to Joker and Harley too? But whatever, I'm done with that subject. As much as I have been heartbroken by Disney's live action remakes, and, you know, with the exception of Maleficent, you know, kind of just being a-okay, and the second one being the best one, Cruella really took me by surprise. It really did. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I recommend that you watch it. Pay $30 for it on Disney Plus? Probably not. I don't know. I don't get me wrong. I love the film, but I still wouldn't pay no $30 for it. I'm just saying, I think it's worth the watch. I think it's definitely worth the time. Before I jump into my mid-credit spoiler scene, let me just give my rating for those who might want to hear the rating before I jump into that. I definitely give this movie like an 8.5. I want to be really generous and give it a 9, only because of, you know, the disappointments of the past live action films that we had. But honestly, I think I'll probably give this a 9, you know. That might be a little bit too generous, but I'm kind of bouncing between an 8.5 out of 10 versus a 9 out of 10. But give me your rating down below in the comment section. And so yeah, here are the spoilers. This is your warning. So then at the mid-credit scene, you know, especially if you've seen the movie Cruella, but I'm going to explain it for those who just decided to stick around. It shows Anita and Roger, and for those who don't remember, Anita and Roger are the couple in the 101 Dalmatians animated movie, right? So here in the mid-credit scene, the scene shows them separately because they haven't met yet, obviously, and they get a present at their doorstep, right? And it's a big box, and when they open it, what do they find? They find Dalmatian pups. For Anita, there's a sign and the puppy, and it says, oh, meet Perdita, signed Cruella. And for Roger, it was like, meet Pongo, signed Cruella. And then as they welcome their new puppy, then it shows Roger, he goes back to his piano, and he plays the Cruella theme song, Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. He plays it on his piano, and then the camera, you know, drifts off, and then that's it. My theory about this, and when I say my theory, I'm not saying that there's going to be a sequel to Cruella. No, I'm saying that basically this is my theory on the connection to the animated film, okay? So my theory, right, Cruella knew what the hell she was doing, you guys. Because in Cruella, she makes a little joke, or she at least passes it off as a joke. She says to Jasper after she kidnaps the Baroness's Dalmatian dogs, right? There's 3 of them. And she's like, oh, they would make fine coats, you know? And Jasper looks at her like, are you knucking futs, lady? Like, and then she looks at him and she laughs and she's like, oh, I'm only joking, right? But no. She was not joking, and we all know this, right? From the animated film, obviously. I think she set it up because, like, they do make a comment on one of the Baroness's Dalmatians, how I guess like, oh, that one looks like it's getting bigger. She was pregnant with puppies, and she gives a pup to Anita. She gives one to Roger. I mean, most likely she didn't like probably get the idea that they would end up together. I don't think that's possible for her to predict that, unless somehow she like set it up so that way there could be more puppies, right? But anyways, that's just another little thought, but I'm not gonna dive deep into that one because I feel like that one's going a little overboard. But I think she's spreading like the puppies around or something, or she might even consider like breeding more Dalmatian puppies. I don't know. I really do think like it's a setup. I think Cruella really set it up as far as to get more Dalmatians to make Dalmatian coats in the animated film. Because then, like, you know, when she kidnaps the, 16 puppies, right? That Pongo and Perdita had in the animated film. And there's a whole warehouse full of Dalmatian puppies in the animated film that they come across, thus making it 101 Dalmatians in total, movie title. She set it up, y'all. That's just my theory, but that anyways. So I don't know, let me know your guys' thoughts below. Let me know what you guys think about that theory. I mean, I love putting like Disney's movies together and just be like, oh, the possibilities, this can go anywhere, right? But anyways, let me know your thoughts down below. If I could choose the next Disney villain to have their own live action origin story, it would be Captain Hook. And then my second would definitely be Ursula for sure. I think those are my top two. But comment down below your pick on who you would like to see have their own origin live action story told. Anyways, you guys, thanks again for watching. Thank you for listening, and I really appreciate you guys being patient with me for just uploading videos like once every other week instead of every weekend, you know, so I really appreciate that. Please comment down below your comments, your feelings about Cruella and all that jazz. But once again, thank you for listening, thanks for watching, and I shall chat with you soon in the next video. Bye!